The Earth still holds many secrets, hidden in places so remote and extraordinary that they remain largely unexplored, even in our age of advanced technology and global travel. Among these mysterious locations are some of the most fascinating natural wonders, each with its own unique story and breathtaking beauty. Today, we will explore 15 of the last uncharted or barely touched corners of our planet, uncovering their secrets and marveling at their otherworldly features. Starting with the 15th spot on our list, we encounter the infamous Crystal Ice Cave, a fleeting wonder that can be seen only once in a lifetime. Nestled deep beneath the immense Vatnajökull Glacier, which holds the title of Europe's largest ice sheet, this extraordinary cave reveals a shimmering world of crystal and beauty. It stands as one of the most surreal and awe-inspiring natural creations in the entire world. Visitors who venture into this icy cathedral must understand that it isn't a permanent fixture, it's a transient marvel that constantly changes with the seasons. Each year, under the immense pressure of millions of tons of ice and the fiery influence of volcanic activity from beneath, the cave's majestic arches and delicate formations can collapse and then reform, creating a constantly shifting landscape beneath the glacier's surface. What makes this ice cave truly unforgettable isn't merely its cold, shimmering walls but the way light interacts with its pristine, crystal-clear ice. When the sunlight filters through the thick, transparent walls, it causes the entire space to glow with a mesmerizing, almost mystical blue hue. This ethereal illumination turns the cave into a natural cathedral of glass, where every ray of light seems to dance and shimmer in an otherworldly display. The sight is so surreal that it appears almost unreal, an enchanted realm carved by nature's most delicate and fleeting artistry. But how does such pure, delicate ice persist above the intense heat of volcanic forces? Inside the glacier, temperatures plummet to extreme lows, creating a frozen sanctuary that defies the fiery activity beneath it. Just below the ice lies a geothermal system, a paradoxical force that injects heat and sulfur into the earth, creating a volatile environment where fire and ice coexist in a delicate balance. Icelandic scientists refer to this phenomenon as the reverse breathing of the earth, capturing the intriguing paradox of a cold, pristine world perched atop a boiling, sulfurous underground system. This fragile beauty is inherently dangerous. With the arrival of spring, even the slightest tremor or shift from below can cause the ceiling of the cave to crack and eventually collapse. This perpetual threat of destruction explains why only the bravest explorers dare to venture into this otherworldly sanctuary, knowing full well that it could vanish at any moment, leaving behind only memories of its fleeting splendor. Moving to number 14 on our list, we encounter Socotra Island, a place so bizarre and alien that it seems to have been torn from the fabric of another planet altogether. Have you ever envisioned a location so strange, so filled with exotic, otherworldly flora, that it looks like a scene from science fiction? Socotra Island embodies this dreamlike quality, offering an environment that is truly unlike any other on Earth. Its extraordinary charm stems from the abundance of rare and bizarre plant species that grow nowhere else on the planet. Imagine a blood-red dragon tree with a broad, umbrella-shaped canopy, dripping with scarlet sap that glistens in the sunlight, or a bloated cucumber tree with a trunk twisted into fantastical shapes by relentless winds. Life on Socotra feels like something out of a science fiction story, an untouched, isolated biological kingdom that has remained unchanged for millions of years. The island has been cut off from the rest of the world for so long that nearly 37% of its species are endemic, meaning they are found nowhere else on Earth. Its isolation has turned it into a living laboratory of evolution, where nature has crafted a surreal and unparalleled ecosystem. The environment is characterized by scorching heat, salty winds, and towering limestone cliffs that seem to defy the laws of nature. These harsh conditions have driven the plants to adapt in remarkable ways. Some grow away from the sun, clinging tenaciously to bare rocks, while others survive without any rainfall at all. NASA has dubbed Socotra a biological time capsule, an untouched relic of the ancient world. Beneath the surface of this strange island lies a 10-kilometer-long limestone cave, which contains the preserved remains of ancient rivers that once flowed through the land. When the monsoon season arrives, the entire island transforms into a scene straight out of a science fiction film. The landscape becomes shrouded in fog, and the vivid colors of its flora and terrain shimmer through the mist, creating a glowing, digital-like spectacle. The visual effect resembles a computer-generated image, yet it is entirely real. If you find yourself captivated by such an alien, unearthly place, leave a comment with the number 4, as it beckons to those with a sense of adventure and curiosity. Number 13 on our list takes us to some scientists have recently uncovered astonishing evidence of microorganisms thriving in waters so incredibly toxic that they possess the capacity to corrode and destroy machinery with ease. This discovery has profound implications, suggesting that life can persist in environments previously thought to be utterly inhospitable. Many experts believe that the landscape of Denakil, with its surreal and extreme conditions, offers a glimpse into what the surface of early Mars might have resembled, a sort of living, breathing laboratory of alien-like environments. At night, the scene becomes even more surreal. The Earth releases vast clouds of grayish mist, which glow with an eerie, neon green hue. This luminous spectacle creates a landscape straight out of science fiction, evoking images of distant planets and uncharted worlds. What makes this environment even more astonishing is the fact that the ground beneath your feet appears to be in constant motion. The Earth's crust here cracks open and rises, as if the entire planet itself were alive and pulsating with an unseen vitality. It's as though the very ground is breathing, shifting, and revealing its secret life beneath the surface. Moving on to a different phenomenon, let us consider a mysterious waterway known as the 12th Wonder, an extraordinary stream that seemingly disappears without a trace. Have you ever heard of a river where everything that falls into it simply vanishes, never to be seen again? Deep within Judge C. Armagny State Park in Minnesota lies one of the most enigmatic geological mysteries on Earth, known colloquially as the Devil's Cauldron. This site is renowned for its peculiar and baffling water flow. Here, the Brull River splits into two distinct paths. One continues its familiar journey, cascading down a standard waterfall, while the other plunges into a yawning chasm in volcanic basalt and disappears into the darkness below. Scientists have tirelessly experimented with various methods to uncover the fate of this vanished water. They poured paint into the stream, threw ping-pong balls, employed GPS trackers, and used weighted devices, yet nothing ever reappeared. The water simply ceases to exist, with no evidence of it emerging into nearby Lake Superior, flowing into adjacent streams, or seeping into underground aquifers. Some hypothesize that the water drains through secret underground channels carved in the stone and re-emerges kilometers away, but no definitive proof has ever been found. Until then, the Devil's Cauldron remains an unsolved mystery, a stark reminder that Earth still harbors secrets that escape our current understanding of science. If you believe this phenomenon might lead to a hidden cave or subterranean world, comment the number 5. Conversely, if you think our planet still holds truths beyond our current comprehension, mysteries we are not yet prepared to understand, then comment the number 6. Moving to an entirely different marvel, we arrive at the 11th Wonder, a place on Earth where gravity seems to lose its hold. Imagine a location where clouds swirl chaotically, shadows appear to defy the position of the sun, and your own height seems to fluctuate right before your eyes. This extraordinary place exists, a vortex located in Oregon, one of America's most perplexing natural anomalies, tucked away in the small town of Gold Hill. For decades, this area has mystified both tourists and scientists alike, becoming a subject of curiosity and speculation. Step into the vortex, and you will witness phenomena that challenge the very laws of physics. Two individuals of identical height can suddenly switch positions, one seeming taller, the other shorter, only to revert back when the effect is repeated. Balls appear to roll uphill, objects hover in midair, and suspended items tilt at impossible angles, as if the fabric of reality itself has been rewritten. Despite deploying advanced scientific equipment, magnetic detectors, gravity sensors, and even 3D laser scanners, researchers have yet to find a definitive explanation. Some suggest that ancient underground magnetic fields might be responsible, while others propose that space itself becomes distorted here, an anomaly typically associated with quantum physics rather than everyday reality. Whatever the cause, the Aragon Vortex remains a place where the boundaries of reality bend, and where science continues to search for answers. Lastly, there is an island so untouched by modern civilization that no outsider has ever set foot upon its shores, and most likely never will. Nestled within the Andaman Islands chain in the Indian Ocean lies North Sentinel, one of the most isolated and mysterious places on Earth. This island remains a haunting reminder of humanity's lost connection with untouched nature, a place where the modern world's influence has yet to reach, and where the inhabitants continue to live by ancient customs, completely cut off from the outside universe. In a world where modern comforts and connectivity have become the norm, where electricity powers our homes, roads connect our cities, and the internet links us instantly across vast distances, there remain pockets of Earth's wilderness that are almost entirely untouched by human civilization. Among these, the Sentinelese people stand as one of the most mysterious and isolated communities known to science and the world. They have inhabited their remote island for more than 60,000 years, living in complete seclusion from the rest of humanity. This solitary existence is maintained so strictly that they have no contact with outsiders, no roads to traverse, no telecommunications to connect them with the outside world, and no modern technology to ease their daily lives. They do not craft or use metal tools, nor do they possess any form of written language. Their speech is a dialect entirely unintelligible to outsiders. To safeguard both their way of life and the safety of outside visitors, the Indian government has established a rigid no-go zone around their island, prohibiting boats, researchers, and tourists from approaching within a distance of at least 5 sea miles. Any attempt to get closer, whether driven by curiosity or peaceable intent, is met with immediate hostility, often resulting in deadly resistance from the shoreline defenders of their territory. Despite the extensive use of satellite imagery and drone surveillance, no one has been able to accurately determine the true population of this elusive tribe. Somehow, they have managed to evade modern viruses and diseases, surviving in their untouched environment as living proof that a parallel world, an ancient, untouched human realm, still exists beyond the reach of modern civilization. Moving from the mysterious depths of human isolation to the astonishing wonders of natural phenomena, we encounter Lake Natron in northern Tanzania, near the border with Kenya. This lake possesses an almost mythic reputation, not only because of its otherworldly beauty but also due to its deadly, transformative properties. It is a body of water so toxic and bizarre that it seems more fitting for a legend than for reality, an aqueous realm capable of turning living creatures into stone. During the dry season, the surface of Lake Natron takes on a striking, vivid red hue, creating a landscape that looks as if it were lifted from an ancient Greek myth. However, the true danger lies beneath its shimmering surface, rooted in its extraordinary chemistry. With a pH level of about 10.5, making it as caustic as ammonia, and saturated with sodium carbonate, the lake's waters are intensely alkaline. The combination of this caustic mixture and the unrelenting heat, which can reach a scorching 140 degrees Celsius, creates a deadly environment. Any living organism that ventures into its waters is instantly burned and calcified, preserved in a macabre state of perfection, as if frozen in time. Despite such inhospitable conditions, life persists in this strange environment. Lake Natron is the only breeding ground for the lesser flamingo, a resilient bird uniquely adapted to survive where almost nothing else can endure. Its ability to thrive in such an extreme habitat makes it a natural wonder that blurs the line between beauty and danger. If you find this lake's otherworldly qualities more than just a natural spectacle, consider writing the number 7 in the comments below. Beyond the realm of natural marvels, there are places on Earth so remote and hostile that human presence has never, and likely will never, be established there. These are the uninhabited islands that seem to exist on the fringes of human exploration, places so fiercely inhospitable that no one could survive, let alone settle. Among these are 2 notable islands, located in the icy waters of the Indian Ocean near Antarctica, both belonging to Australia but positioned farther from the mainland than London is from New York. The first of these is Hurt Island, a striking silhouette rising dramatically from the icy waters, crowned by the distinctive shape of Big Ben, Antarctica's only active volcano. This mountain of fire reaches an imposing height of nearly 9,000 feet, and its eruptions spew smoke and molten lava directly into the surrounding glaciers. It is a place of stark contradictions, a land where ancient ice and fiery magma coexist in a volatile harmony, a fusion of stone and fire that defies the natural order. Nearby lies McDonald Island, a tiny landmass measuring just over a square mile, which appears frozen in time. Since the volcano's eruptions intensified in 1992, the island's size has tripled, transforming it into a more formidable and dynamic landscape. Yet, despite these dramatic changes, no human has inhabited or studied this island since the 19th century, and no station or satellite has captured the moment of eruption in real time. This is a realm where nature's raw power reigns supreme, untouched by human presence, serving as a stark reminder of Earth's unyielding and often unpredictable forces. In contemplating these remote and extraordinary places, whether inhabited by ancient peoples, transformed by natural chemistry, or forged by volcanic fury, we gain a deeper appreciation for the Earth's vast diversity and the mysteries that remain hidden in its most secluded corners. No expedition in this vast and mysterious landscape was ever delayed by more than a few hours. These remote territories represent the last uncharted lands on our planet, areas so untouched and enigmatic that humanity might never fully uncover their secrets. Among these, the seventh remarkable place is hidden deep within the northern reaches of Mexico, a zone so peculiar that it defies the very laws of physics as we understand them. This is the infamous Zone of Silence, a region renowned for its inexplicable phenomena. What makes this zone truly extraordinary is its ability to make radio waves vanish into nothingness. In this area, radio signals that would normally traverse the airwaves suddenly disappear, as if swallowed by an invisible force. When scientists attempt to send or receive signals here, the equipment begins to crackle with strange interference. Devices freeze or malfunction unexpectedly, and compasses spin wildly without any apparent reason. Satellites orbiting above often lose contact as if the Earth itself is absorbing or blocking their signals. This phenomenon is not a mere technical glitch or equipment failure. Rather, it appears that something within the soil of this region is actively consuming electromagnetic waves, disrupting communications and navigation systems. The United States Space Agency NASA once established a research camp within this mysterious zone after a test rocket veered off course and crash-landed in the area under inexplicable circumstances. Was this merely chance, or could it be evidence of a greater, perhaps unknown, force at work? Increasingly, this region reveals more mysteries. Plants here grow to sizes that seem disproportionate to their surroundings, and wildflowers often suddenly change their colors without any environmental explanation. Fragments of rare meteorites containing metals not found anywhere else on Earth are discovered buried beneath the soil, hinting at extraterrestrial origins. Moreover, strange, flashing lights have been observed in the sky, lights that seem to flicker without any identifiable source, while some plants demonstrate an extraordinary resilience, thriving amid radiation levels that would normally be lethal. This desert, with its peculiar electromagnetic interference, does not merely disrupt modern navigation tools. It appears to challenge the fundamental laws of nature itself. It is a place where reality seems to bend and where the usual rules no longer apply. Moving on to the sixth location, we find ourselves in the middle of the vast ocean, a place so remote and desolate that it seems almost otherworldly. This point, known as Nima, is the most inaccessible spot in the South Pacific Ocean. It lies more than 1,600 miles away from the nearest landmass, far beyond the reach of conventional communication. Here, the ocean stretches endlessly in all directions, and there is no human habitation in sight, only the floating debris and passing satellites that drift overhead. Point Nima is so isolated that it is effectively disconnected from the rest of the world. Radio signals are cut off entirely, satellites lose contact, and the oceanic landscape appears to vanish into an infinite expanse. The only objects that traverse this silent void are the passing satellites or fragments of space debris re-entering Earth's atmosphere. In fact, space agencies have designated this remote point as a kind of graveyard for spacecraft. Over the years, hundreds of satellites, space station modules, and even parts of the International Space Station itself have been deliberately directed here to burn up in a fiery descent over these waters. Remarkably, Even marine life avoids this place. The waters surrounding Nema are nutrient-poor, creating a barren environment where nothing much seems to thrive. The currents are so weak that they leave the ocean unnaturally silent and devoid of the usual abundance of plankton and other small organisms that form the base of the marine food chain. It is an area of profound emptiness, a silent, lifeless expanse, perhaps one of the most abandoned and forsaken places on the entire planet. If you dare to claim that Nema is the most desolate spot on Earth, write the number 8 in the comments as a challenge to the unknown. Now, turning to the fifth location, we encounter a landmass that is both vast and unforgiving, so harsh that even the most seasoned Victorian explorers, with all their courage and determination, abandoned their efforts midway through their journeys. This place is the sprawling swamp known as the Sudan Marshes, a colossal wetland that covers more than 50,000 square miles in southern Sudan. For centuries, it has been regarded as the last blank spot on the map of Africa, an area shrouded in mystery and danger. The Sudan Marshes are a shifting, treacherous wilderness of mud and water, constantly changing with the seasons. During floods, the river expands dramatically, sometimes covering an area of up to 130,000 square kilometers, transforming this region into Africa's largest wetland. These floods turn what might otherwise be navigable terrain into an impassable labyrinth of water, dense vegetation, and treacherous mudflats. The landscape becomes an unyielding maze of thick, entwined plants and dark waters, making progress almost impossible. The environment here is hostile in every sense. The true enigma of this vast landscape, however, resides in its profound invisibility. No cartographer or explorer has ever succeeded in capturing its essence with complete accuracy on a map. Even the most advanced satellite technology, which can reveal a great deal about our planet's surface, often falls short when it comes to this place. The signals emitted by satellites are frequently distorted or obscured by thick clouds and high humidity, rendering their data unreliable. Scientists, ever curious, suspect that beneath these waters and shifting sands lie archaeological secrets, relics of civilizations long gone but still hidden beneath the surface, untouched by the relentless march of time. There is a haunting possibility that some of these submerged sites could contain the remains of ancient cultures, forgotten communities that once thrived but have now vanished entirely from the collective memory of humanity. These submerged mysteries, concealed beneath the waters and earth, remain a tantalizing puzzle that continues to elude even the most diligent explorers. And perhaps the most unsettling thought of all is that some of these vast, seemingly desolate wetlands and marshes may have once been the cradle of civilizations or inhabited by societies that have disappeared without a trace, leaving behind only whispers of their existence, forever lost to history and yet waiting to be discovered. Now, moving to the next astonishing location, imagine a land where not a single drop of rain has fallen in over 55 million years. This place is so surreal and otherworldly that it seems almost too beautiful to be real, as if it belongs to a different realm entirely. On the western coast of Namibia lies the Namib Desert, renowned as the Earth's most ancient desert. Scientists believe that certain regions within it have remained arid for more than 55 million years, making it a living remnant of primordial times. Here, an endless sea of orange dunes stretches to the horizon, with some towering over 980 feet, creating a landscape so vast and silent that it feels as though time itself has abandoned this place. The silence is profound, so complete that it amplifies the desert's mysterious beauty, giving it an almost hypnotic allure. Despite the blistering daytime temperatures soaring up to 140 degrees Celsius, life stubbornly persists in this inhospitable environment. For example, the Toktoki beetle has developed a remarkable survival strategy. Every day, it stands on its head to collect dew from the air, a unique adaptation that allows it to endure such extreme conditions, and this behavior is exclusive to the Namib. Another extraordinary life form is the ancient plant Welwitschia, which can survive for up to 2,000 years, existing with only 2 leaves at a time and surrounded by enigmatic magic circles that continue to puzzle scientists. Much of this desert remains largely unexplored, a vast wilderness shrouded in mystery. Meanwhile, along the Skeleton Coast, where the shifting sands meet the restless ocean, lie hundreds of shipwrecks, swallowed by fog and dunes over the centuries. These ghostly remnants are silent witnesses to sailors and explorers who once navigated these treacherous waters but never returned. The eerie, haunting sight of rusted hulls and broken masts emerging from the shifting sands serves as a stark reminder of the dangers lurking in these remote waters. Even today, no mapping effort has succeeded in fully capturing the essence of the Namibian wilderness. It remains a landscape rooted in ancient memory, an untouched relic of our planet's deepest history, preserved in its raw, unspoiled state. Next, consider a lake so vividly pink that it resembles a giant piece of bubblegum floating in the ocean. It's almost too strange to believe. This is Lake Hillier, situated on Middle Island off the southern coast of Australia. From an aerial view, the lake appears as a huge, luminous mass of pink, contrasting sharply with the deep blue of the surrounding sea. This striking coloration persists year-round, never fading or losing its intensity, even when the water is poured into a bottle. Scientists have yet to determine the exact cause of this extraordinary hue. Theories range from the presence of specialized holophilic bacteria to rare underground minerals, but no definitive explanation has been found. What makes this even more astonishing is that, despite its alien appearance, the water in Lake Hillier is entirely safe for swimming. There are no toxins or harmful substances, and it does not cause allergies. Visitors can take a dip, immersing themselves in this surreal, otherworldly environment, as if Earth itself is concealing a fragment of another planet within its bounds. Finally, there is a zone on Earth so remote and sacred that even the most sophisticated satellites struggle to detect it. This is the Kimberley Plateau in Australia, a place of wild, ancient beauty that has remained virtually untouched by modern civilization. Its rugged terrain, rich with history and natural splendor, makes it one of the most isolated and mysterious regions on the planet. The Kimberley is a land where time seems to stand still, a pristine wilderness that preserves the echoes of ancient life and history, offering a glimpse into the Earth's earliest. The reason behind this is quite straightforward. The Kimberley region is not just a rugged expanse of wild terrain. It is also a place deeply rooted in spiritual significance, protected and revered by the Warera, Narayanan, and Unambal peoples. These indigenous communities have preserved their ancient traditions and sacred sites for thousands of years, maintaining a profound connection to the land that has endured through countless generations. As a result, many parts of the Kimberley are designated as restricted areas, entirely off-limits to outsiders who lack special permission. Out of respect for this rich cultural and spiritual heritage, the Australian government has enacted strict legislation aimed at safeguarding the region's unique environment and sacred sites. In fact, the Kimberley stands out as one of the few places on Earth that is officially recognized as a spiritual domain, a place where nature and ancestral spirits intertwine seamlessly. Within this vast, mysterious landscape lie majestic canyons, often concealed within intricate labyrinths of rugged terrain. These natural wonders are hidden gems, waiting to be explored only by those granted permission and equipped for such an arduous journey. Among these are secret waterfalls cascading down sandstone cliffs and formations so extraordinary and surreal that they seem to have been plucked from the pages of science fiction. During the rainy season, this land transforms dramatically, turning into a vast, impassable swamp flooded with water, making travel nearly impossible. Conversely, in the dry season, the same landscape becomes a scorching, barren wasteland, where the sun beats down relentlessly. Remarkably, the Kimberley holds archaeological treasures that date back over 17,000 years. Among these are ancient rock paintings that depict tall, faceless beings, mysterious figures whose origins and significance continue to puzzle researchers and archaeologists today. These ancient artworks serve as silent witnesses to a long-lost world, a mystery that still eludes complete understanding despite extensive study. The region is so remote and protected that no major roads lead into it, and there are no mobile phone towers or modern communication infrastructure. Access is limited exclusively to helicopters, and only with proper authorization can one enter this sacred, untouched wilderness. The Kimberley remains Australia's sacred frontier, a place where the natural world and spiritual realm converge, yet remain beyond the reach of human interference. It is a land that commands respect and awe, a sanctuary of profound significance. Turning our gaze elsewhere, we arrive at the Darien Gap, a lush, green forest that few dare to cross. This particular stretch of wilderness is unique because it marks the abrupt end of the only section of the Pan-American Highway that remains incomplete. Spanning approximately 60 miles, the highway was envisioned as part of a grand route connecting Alaska to Argentina, a continuous road corridor that would have linked the two continents. However, the construction through Darien Gap was never completed, leaving this segment as an unbridgeable gap in an otherwise extensive network. Darien is far more than just a dense forest, it is a true labyrinth of survival. The swampy terrain here is a battleground, overrun by trucks and machinery that struggle to carve a path through the dense foliage. Venomous fur-lance snakes lurk in the shadows, ready to strike, while swarms of mosquitoes spread disease among those who dare to venture into this perilous zone. The landscape itself seems to resist mapping, constantly shifting with the changing seasons as rivers alter their courses and the jungle gradually engulfs old trails, making navigation exceedingly difficult. But the greatest danger does not come solely from the natural hazards. Instead, it stems from human activity. Criminal gangs have taken control of this border region, transforming the jungle into a lawless zone where law enforcement struggles to maintain order. Many expeditions attempting to traverse or explore Darien Gap have vanished without a trace, swallowed by the chaos that reigns here. Even large-scale infrastructure projects have been abandoned mid-construction, leaving this stretch of wilderness as a permanent blank spot on the world map. This wild frontier, this uncharted territory, remains the Earth's last true barrier, an unspoiled and formidable boundary that marks the edge of human exploration. It serves as a stark reminder that, even in our modern age of technological advancement, the mysteries of our planet still endure. The wilderness continues to guard its secrets fiercely, a testament to the enduring power of nature and the uncharted realms that await discovery. Our journey through these last unexplored corners of the planet is now drawing to a close, highlighting the profound reality that the mystery still lives among us. I sincerely hope you enjoyed today's exploration of these extraordinary, seldom-seen places. If so, please consider engaging with the content, and remember, staying curious and respectful of these wild regions is essential. Thank you for joining me on this adventure, and I encourage you to watch the next video that will appear on the screen, as I am confident you will find it equally fascinating. Your thoughts and suggestions are always welcome, so please leave a comment indicating which country or region you would like us to explore next. Once again, thank you.